Greetings and welcome everyone to week 3 of our Trauma-Informed Yoga for Better Sleep series. I'm very excited to be meeting with you today, and our first couple of weeks we focused on connection with the breath and how breath can be a powerful tool in preparing for sleep and in our healing journey. And this week we turn our attention for the next couple of weeks to the body and connection to the body. And we are often told that the issues are in our tissues, and it's a very real thing that our body, if it's not properly released, can store emotions, activation, trauma, all sorts of things in our muscles and our fascia and in our bodies. And so the next couple of weeks we'll be focusing on really getting deeper into our muscle groups and in those places where even if we're just off and have a stressful day, maybe something's showing up in our body from remembering from the past or currently in the present with something new, whatever it would be, this is going to be a practice that is going to help you to release any stored activation. Breathe a little bit more deeply as we build on that foundation and connect, feeling more and more at home in your body. And so this week we will focus on the upper body. Next week we'll turn our attention to the lower body. And you'll notice I'm sitting in a chair for this week. This will be a completely seated practice as we focus on the upper body. So you're welcome to sit in a chair. You can also, if you're comfortable through a whole practice seated, you can sit on your mat, on the floor, on a meditation pillow. Or if you want to stretch your way into sleep, you can also do these stretches and this posture breakdown in your bed as you prep for sleep. And then you can just turn off the light, close your eyes, maybe put on your eye mask and get some good C's. So for today, some thoughts you may want to have. If you're seated in a chair, you might want to have blocks that can go under your feet. And that's just an option. That's not a requirement. That just helps you to be able to stabilize the feet to the ground a little bit more. Now, if you're nice and tall, you might have your feet flat and firm on the floor, and that's perfectly okay as well. And then something you might also wish, just like last week, is to have either a long, thin scarf or some sort of strap or belt, just something long and thin that you can hold on to that we'll use for some of these stretches. So you're welcome to get those, any props that you need, and feel free to pause this video, and whenever you're ready, you can hop on your mat, your chair, or on your bed, and we'll get started. So as we begin today, and as you settle into a comfortable seated space, you are welcome to close your eyes or to have just a soft, open gaze on a focal point in front of you. And I invite you to connect with your breath. Notice how you're breathing, how you're showing up. And then perhaps you will begin to deepen your breath, expanding more through your belly space and all parts of your lungs as you welcome yourself to this sacred space and sacred time. Continue to breathe fully in and slowly out. Really free to breathe out through the nose or the mouth here. Whatever helps you to settle in and soften a little bit more. Allow your exhalations to already begin to invite you into a softening of your facial muscles, around the forehead, cheekbones, jaw, around the shoulders, heart, belly, hips and low back, arms, legs, fingers and toes. And if you have an intention or heart focus that you would like to set for this practice, you're welcome to do so. Whether this comes as a word you wish to cultivate in your heart, in your spirit, whether it's a phrase or an image or an affirmation, allow that to come to your mind. And I invite you, as I begin to read the words of this poem, to bring your hands either over your heart space, one hand on top of the other, or pressing together at the heart center. And just take a full breath in and out there. This poem is called Living in the Now by Vanessa Hughes. She says, what's gone has made you what you are. So don't fear what's ahead, but trust in what will be, and choose to live instead. Don't live in the now worrying what may or may not be. Take this moment in your time and live it totally. There's no time like the present. Breathe deep and feel alive. Living in the here and now will help you rise and thrive. Now is all there ever is. It's the only time that's real. Let the future take its course and leave the past to heal. At the moment, just to notice any of those words or themes that resonate with you in this moment, and in here and in the now. And perhaps invite yourself, even as we're winding down, to live this moment and the moments to come totally. Whether you are practicing at the end of your day or nurturing yourself at the beginning or middle, the invitation is to live in the here and now, in the full presence of its gift, and to live it totally. When you're ready, with your next in-breath, I invite you to lift your hands, pressing them together up towards the sky. You might even lift your gaze. And with an exhale, you're going to intertwine your fingers and press the palms up. One more full breath in and out here. And on your exhale, you're going to send your arms all the way down by your sides. Great. Once again, inhale, lift the arms up. Press the palms together. Exhale, bring hands to the heart. And then release them to the lap. I invite you to take the chin down towards the chest. Allow your shoulders to be steady. And just notice any sensation or tension that you may have carried in the back of your neck. Allow your breath to guide you as you move your chin over towards the right shoulder. Stretching through the side of the neck. and then over towards the left shoulder. And you can begin to take your chin shoulder to shoulder, getting a little semicircle motion. Being sure to stay mindful here, not rushing through, but noticing your natural pacing and rhythm that your body's leading you to today. Great, we're going to extend this semicircle a little bit more. Once you get over to your right shoulder with your chin, you're just going to lift the chin and drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then you'll take that all the way to the other side. So dropping down the chin again, palming through the center, over to the opposite shoulder, and then lifting the chin, dropping the left ear. And you can do that a couple more times on your own. Noticing what you notice, following your breath. And feel free to pause if you notice any particular spot in your neck that feels extra sticky, extra tense. You can pause there and just take a couple of breaths, a couple of moments. Then we're going to bring the head and neck back through the center in a lifted forward gaze. And then I invite you to turn your head over the right shoulder. And you can face the side wall, or you can send your gaze slightly behind you, whatever feels better. We'll do that same thing other side. Gazing over the shoulder or sliding back. Exploring your range of motion. Remembering to keep that heart stance of non-judgment, honoring where you are, passion and curiosity. As we face back forward, I invite you to begin to take your left hand forward, press the palm out, and then press the fingers towards you. And then begin to flip the palm towards you, press the fingers down. And then rotate the wrist, facing the palm out, pressing the fingers back towards you again. We'll take a nice wrist roll forward, stand back. And then begin to lift the left arm into the air, bend at the elbow, bringing the palm towards your back. Reach for the elbow with your right hand and side stretch over and you anchor down the sitting bones and the hips. Great, we'll come back to the center. Open the arms, lift them both up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, release them both down. Same thing, other side. Right hand comes forward. The fingers are going to press back as the palm faces out. And then fingers face down. Press into the top of the hand. Notice that wrist stretch happening. And then face the palm out, fingers point down, and then gently press them towards you. That feels okay today. And we'll get a wrist roll forward, stand down. And then begin to lift this arm up towards the sky, and the elbow, palm faces your back or your neck. Take the elbow in your left hand, and we'll side stretch over. Take note of this side stretch. feel similar or any different than your other side. And it's just something to notice, to breathe into, and to let be. Good. We're going to come through the center. Inhale, arms can lift up. Exhale, arms release down. Now I invite you to take both hands out this time, palms facing out. And then flip the palms to where palms are facing up. Bring the fingers to the shoulders. Open the elbows to the sides. Open and broaden the collarbones. Notice the shoulder blades drawing closer together. And then draw the elbows back. Now this time we'll pair it with breath. Inhale. Take the arms forward, palms up. Exhale, fingers to the shoulders. Inhale, nice big opening in the heart. Exhale, elbows come closer. We'll do that again. Arms out, inhale. Exhale, fingers to the shoulders. Inhale, elbows out. We're welcoming the sounds of my dogs to the practice. And exhale, elbows together. One last time. Feel free to do this part on your own. Following your breath. Great. And after your elbows come closer together, bring them right back out, open. We're going to take some shoulder rolls here. Forward and back. Feel free to reverse those rolls. And then we're going to open the arms out to the sides and get arm circles here. Once again, you can take these forward and back, and you can explore here. You're welcome to try smaller circles. You're welcome to try larger circles. You're welcome to try one arm at a time. Great. So after your final round of your shoulder circles, we're going to take shoulders up towards the ears, hands are at the lap or on the knees, and down towards the back. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Good. So this is where you'll take your strap or your scarf, nice and open. And you'll take about a foot and a half in between your hands, just a little bit wider than the shoulders. And we're going to take arms forward. Begin to inhale on the lift and exhale, bend the elbows. Now every body is different here, so you might just pause right here. If you want, you can even open your grip here on the scarf, lower the arms back, and then bend the elbows, bring them back up, lift, and lower. Feel free to do that again. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to bend and lower just as much as you can or want to today. One more time on your own, just like that. Great. And after you come forward one more time, if you took that wider than hold, you can just shorten that just a little bit. And then we're going to lift up. Once again, anchoring through the sitting bones. And we're going to bow over into a side stretch to the right. Continue to draw the top shoulder back if that feels okay. Focus your breath towards the side body. And then with your next inhale, you can lift through the center and exhale to the other side. Great. Next inhale, lifting the upper body. Exhale, bringing it in front of you. And then you can thank it for its use and take it over to the side. Great. So from here, I'm going to invite you just to begin once again to drop the chin towards the chest. This time you're going to lift the chin from here, maybe open the throat a little bit. Full breath in, full breath out, chin comes back down. Full breath in, lifting the chin. And if it feels okay for your neck, you're just going to pause here, maybe a breath, maybe two. Just remembering the significance of your voice. And then dropping the chin back down. And coming back to the side. When you're ready, I invite you to begin to take your right arm behind you and take your left fingers to your right knee, open to a twist. Pause here a couple more moments. Good. And keeping your left fingers over to the right side. And it's okay if they shift off a little bit when we move into this. But your right arm is going to lift into the air as you face your front body forward. And then you're going to take another side stretch. And notice how this one feels a little bit different. The different muscles you might notice. And if you're thinking I'm not noticing much different, that's okay. Focus on the breath. Focus on this moment. Focus on how this feels in your body and how you're doing. How you're doing here. So staying in the side stretch, we're going to take the right hand slightly down, bring it to the side of the neck. It's actually right where you're coming to the base of the skull, but it's on the side. And you're going to use the base of your palm to gently press yourself into not only the side stretch, but a neck stretch, a deeper neck stretch here. A couple of breaths. Remember any intention, any heart focus, any points of gratitude you have today. Place your feet on the floor or crossed on your mat. And then we'll easily and slowly lift our way up back to seated. Then uncross the hands, do a couple more wrist rolls if you need that. And then we'll take it to the other side. So the left arm's going to come back. If you have a chair, you can just rest on the chair. If you're on your bed or the floor, you can just take it right back behind you, planting the fingertips. And allow your heart to be open here. Allow your breath to be a little fuller. Sometimes our twists like to cheat us of our breath sometimes. So you can just lift through the crown of the head a little more, opening, expanding a little more in your lung space. And when you're ready, continue to keep your right fingers crossed over, and then you're going to face the front body forward, lift the left arm, and side stretch. We will bring the base of the left palm to the base of the side of the skull. Gently press into a neck stretch. Two more breaths, 2 more moments. And we will lift up from here. Release the arms, release the hands, and take the arms up. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, open the arms wide, palms facing up. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And then bring your hands together at the heart space. Great. So from here, we're going to get a little bit of an upper body fold. So you can do this again, seated in your chair or seated on your surface. So if you're seated in your chair, you might just want to come forward a little bit to the edge of your chair. You might even take feet a little bit wider than your hips. And if you're seated on your mat, you can switch whatever leg is in front. And we're just going to roll ourselves into a fold. So just begin to release head and neck. Roll the shoulders forward. Roll the upper body forward. If you're coming towards the floor, arms can stretch out just as much as you can today. If you're in your chair, you might just fold the body completely forward, if that feels okay. Hands can rest on the floor, they can dangle. And you're welcome to just hang in your fold. You can also sway the baby movement side to side, releasing anything you need here. And then you can begin to walk the hands in whatever fold you find yourself in over towards the right side. Maybe they're lowered. Maybe you're stretching towards your right knee. And we'll do that same thing other side. Coming through the center, walking the hands and arms over to the left side. And coming back through the center, slowly stack the vertebrae all the way back up to a seated space. And if you're in your chair, you can once again draw the feet to the floor, and we're going to hang out on the edge of our chair still for a little bit longer. So from here, I invite you just to press the tops of the hands into the thighs for a moment. And then flip the fingers back out, and then face the palms up. And just take a moment here, whether your eyes are closed or open, just to appreciate right now. Just to think about this moment, the richness it can offer you, no matter where you find yourself today or in this practice. And knowing that you are not alone here. At the very least, you have like-minded people who are all watching this together. And you might just take note in your mind of that shared and collective experience, collective energy towards healing and growth, self-compassion, loving kindness. And rest. You might inhale peace and exhale calm. You might even inhale whatever your intention is and exhale it right back out. Another moment here, just to be, just to breathe. When you're ready, we're going to take the hands back behind us, intertwine your fingers to draw the knuckles down and back, to open up the heart a little bit more, creating expansion. And then we'll release the fingers and come the opposite way, We're going to take our eagle arms here, bringing the left arm underneath the right, bringing the backs of the hands together, or if you wish, the palms together. Either one is welcome. And you might just create circles with your elbows here. Noticing as you create these circles, each shoulder, and what it is saying to you today, what it is speaking to you, and you speaking back self-nurturance through this movement, through this breath, through this time. And then we'll take the elbows over to the left side. You might even gaze over the right shoulder. And then elbows to the opposite side. Back through the middle. Arms are going to expand back open, almost like you're going to give a nice big hug. Full breath in, full breath out. Right arm is going to come underneath the left, and then you can bring backs of the hands or palms. Feel free to stay here or to create again those circles and the elbows. Either or both directions. Might even explore, just like we did in our arm circles, taking smaller motions and maybe larger motions. And then we'll take the elbows and arms over to the right side, sending our gaze over to the left. Same thing, other side. Come back through the center. Uncross the arms gently, easefully. Nice big hug, nice big inhale. Good, exhale. Hands come to the heart space. And I invite you once again to either place both hands over the heart, one on top of the other, or even to bring one hand over belly, one hand over heart, and take a moment here. As we wind down this practice today, I invite you just to get a little bit of a rocking motion, side to side, slowly, peacefully. If you wish, you can even just draw circles in the upper body, coming forward, back, and around here. Either or both directions, as always, you have that choice. Follow your intuitive motion and movement here, and just allow yourself to be carried through that. And then when you feel complete, you can release your hands into your lap. And I invite you to prepare for our final resting form in Shavasana. Now you may wish to keep this in a seated space. We'll be here for a couple of minutes. You may also wish to take a lying down position in our traditional Shavasana, arms and legs outstretched. Or you can take a side lying position, cradling around your heart and resting your ear on your arm. Whatever feels most restful and supportive today, I invite you to begin to settle into that today. Feel free to use any props, any blankets, pillows that you need under your head or hips or legs. And as you settle into this form, just allow yourself to reap the benefits of your practice today. You may begin to steady your breath, allowing it to steady your mind. And if your mind wanders at any time, just graciously notice and draw your attention back to your breath, back to this moment, back to your intention, back to the support beneath you. I invite you to release any additional tension you might find between your eyebrows or around your eyes. Maybe begin to release your jaw away from the roof of your mouth. Allow your neck to be tall or long. Your shoulders heavy and away from the ears. Let your heart space be open and free here. And your belly soft and unrestricted. Allow your arms and legs to be completely supported here. And your hands and fingers, feet and toes, effortless and at ease as we practice the art of sacred rest and of surrender. invite you to slowly begin to deepen your breath. Perhaps to make any slight motion comfortable to you, such as wiggling fingers or toes, or taking your head slowly side to side. And you are welcome to close out this practice just where you are. You can also begin to bring your hands to heart center, taking a final full breath in and slow breath out. Take a moment to recall any intention, heart focus, or point of gratitude that you had for your practice today. You may reflect on any benefits of your practice, whether internal or external. And then take a moment to reflect on how you can take these with you. And as you move forward, whether into your day or into your time of rest and sleep, I wish that you may feel calm and connected, that you may be peaceful and at ease. And thank you for sharing in this practice with me today. I look forward to practicing with you next week, and grace and peace be with you always. Shalom and namaste.